Demon here. Alright, this is going to be my first video. Now I've been reading up different comic channels, gaming channels, sci-fi channels, anything that's, I'm interested in, hobbies of mine. And I've just stumbled across something that I noticed decades ago in movies, and it creeped into music, and it creeped into video games, now it's creeping into comics. It's these cultural authoritarians. A lot of people call them social justice warriors because all of them seem to be on this extreme left side of politics, and I'm sure there probably would be people on the right, but they've been blacklisted. But what we see are these social justice warriors or social justice weirdos who they're moral busybodies, and they use things like race or gender as shields to protect themselves from criticism or of their shoddy work. I mean, they write crap, they draw crap, and they always focus on the same themes. Their characters are superficial, nothing goes beyond the skin color or the gender. There's no complexity to their personalities, the characters they create. I mean, they just write crap. They can't make art, and all they know how to do is deconstruct and subvert what's already existing. They don't create anything new, and they're vicious on social media, absolutely vicious. So we have here Kurt Eichenwald. He's a contributing editor, Vanity Fair, on MSNBC. He's a New York Times bestseller. He's got 450,000 followers. He's a liberal. I mean, most of his tweets here are, as you can see by the tweet below this one, he's criticizing the NRA. He's pro-gun control. But he made a tweet here criticizing Michelle Perez, this transgender Hispanic woman. That's probably the only reason she got hired. Because she probably can't write. And she tries to use her gender identity as a shield against anyone who criticizes her work. And one of those people who criticizes these social justice weirdos is Diversity in Comics. I mean, I ran across his channel a couple months ago. He's a pretty engaging and charming guy. He loves comics. He's really not political. I mean, he just criticizes this identity politics that's creeping into comics because it does not make for well-versed characters or well-written stories. And I gotta say, I agree with him, and I've seen it destroy other mediums. Latest example was The Last Jedi. I mean, just no love and care put into the story. It was all, virtue signaling, trying to get good press in the social justice media to use it as a way to promote their work without actually putting work into it. So he said this Michelle Perez was an awful person for attacking Diversity in Comics as a vet and saying he should have died in an IED blast. Michelle Perez also said that all vets are crypto-fascists, and she also danced on the grave of Billy Graham, who died recently. Apparently that's okay in the world of Image Comics. They probably like this publicity because they can use it to promote their books. They think it'll give them more sales, and a virtual signal to all the other left-wing indie comics people out of Portland or Manhattan, because they're attacking the right people as far as Image Comics is concerned, the safe people. What they don't know is that Diversity Comics actually has a pretty good following, about 60,000 people as of this video, and that's more than any of these SJW writers sell each month or in their lifetime. So Kurt Eichenwald, who has been receiving a lot of blowback, a lot of personal attacks against him since he called out the vile comments made against Diversity in Comics. He responds saying, "Seriously, I have never seen a crazier group emerge than when I called out a comic writer blue check for wishing a veteran had died in Afghanistan. They say criticizing death wishers is harassment. The vet is called Diversity in Comics. Can someone explain what this lunacy is about?" Now, no one can really explain what it's about. They can just smear and make up lies. I'm sorry if this video is blurring out. My phone's crap, and this is my first video. I'll get better at it, maybe. So I just want to show you an exchange that I had with some guy I was defending diversity in comics because I haven't seen a hint, the slightest modicum of any hatred coming out of him. So, first I just gave some background on him, which I feel is completely 100% true. I said Diversity Comics is a vet in an interracial marriage with a biracial kid who SJW comic writers at Marvel and Image Comics and other comics publishers smear as racist because he critiques their low-selling stories. These people are never fired, which they aren't, and they are vile, which they are. Andrew Farago writes, he's a transphobic, anti-LGBT creep who monetizes hatred through his YouTube channel and Patreon page. Should have taken a couple of seconds to look into Meyer before defending him. So I found this interesting. I called him a liar. If diversity in comics is so hateful, post just one of his videos to back up your libel. Just one. He responds, it's a regular thing on his Twitter account. Regular insults of trans and LGBT, all the check marks there, creators based on their appearance and identity as opposed to their comics. Well, that's not true. He goes after their crappy stories and their crappy characters and their crappy themes. I said, I don't see any proof, not a tweet, and certainly not a video. Post proof. And these people can never post proof. He says his Twitter handle is Diversity in Comics. The whole account is proof. Again, no proof. And someone who calls themselves Diversity in Comics, I mean, that could be an SJW channel. So I don't know, maybe posting comics and diversity is hatred. So I wrote, so you got nothing, a lying snake. Thou shalt not bear false witness. You know, to me, that's the most important commandment. Don't say stuff that's not true about people. It leads to a lot of conflict and a lot of anger. He says, you want me to go through and screen cap his transphobic and anti-gay comments so that I can keep spreading them around? No thanks. It's all there, plain as day, for anyone who wants to take a few minutes to wade through his Twitter account. Well, why couldn't this guy just take a few minutes? So I wrote, I wanted you to post proof. When you smear someone in such a vicious way, you should have proof. You don't. You're a liar. This needs to stop. I've watched his videos. I'm familiar with his tweets. This criticism comes from Bizarro World. He says, if you're a fan of his work, you've read his Twitter account, and you've seen him insult, berate, and harass any number of LGBT creators. You know, I'm thinking this guy thinks that if you are trans or a minority and you write crap, you are immune to criticism. I mean, it's like the most condescending, patronizing way you can treat somebody. He says, I'm not digging through that cesspool for the whole purpose of rebroadcasting his insults to please some guy hiding behind a fake name. So he says he does. I mean, even only takes minutes. He's not going to browse through his whole Twitter page. He just can't find proof. He has no proof. He's just talking out of his ass. So I wrote, I invite any neutral person reading this exchange to visit Diversity in Comics YouTube channel. They will see you for the liar you are. He writes back, I don't watch his YouTube channel and have no idea what he does there. I know him solely through his Twitter account, which is full of mean-spirited, transphobic posts, but I think you know that. No, I don't know that. I haven't seen any hint of that. So I wrote, you said he monetized hatred through his YouTube channel, which he did. Now you say you never watched his YouTube channel. Get the F out. He wrote, it's all part of the same brand, which he's unfamiliar with. He riles people up, makes videos about the people he hates, but you know all this, so stop wasting everyone's time, okay? But wishing he died in an IED explosion is perfectly acceptable, right? My friend, this is true, I got a friend. He went to Afghanistan. He has nerve damage up and down the right side of his body from an IED blast. I mean, it's not something you joke about. This guy's in pain a lot. Andrew here says that's not acceptable. And then he goes on to Diversity in Comics again. He says, Meyer's harassment of LGBT people isn't acceptable either and isn't a subject you should joke about. Again, no proof. Which is what I wrote. Post proof of this phantom harassment. So this is what we got. We got this hatred coming at people. They have no proof. They just make it up. They go through the same old rehearsed talking points, the same old pablum. It's crap. It's bullshit. And you know, I've gotten to the point where I want to post positive videos. I mean, there are good comics out there. This here is Dark Arc. It's written by Ryan Ferrier. He's a liberal guy. I don't know if he's an SJW. He probably is, but I haven't seen him post anything like this yet. But, you know, I've posted pictures will move the needle. I think a positive approach is the best approach, but I also agree with Yellow Flash on his blacklist list. Not necessarily for a blacklist, but we should have a list of these people so that we can follow their shenanigans. But whatever. I look forward to making more videos. I'm going to make a lot more comics, gaming, maybe some political commentary. I don't expect to get any more than 10 views on each video, but I would like to meet some people, some like-minded people, make some friends. There's a really nice community here. Unfortunately, a lot of us have been driven off of Reddit subreddits and various message boards because there's this cabal of these moral authoritarians, these SJWs, who are complete charlatans and frauds, trying to regulate speech and censorship, and they want an exclusive little club, but that's fine. We can form our own clubs and meet with each other and joke with each other and critique various other artists' work, share what we like and steer each other away from what we don't like. And I think Diversity in Comics is a pretty good guy. I've watched a few dozen of his videos. I like his style. I like Yellow Flash. I like apolitical comic guys as well, like Comic Book University. I like him for his beard too. It's a pretty cool beard. But anyways, I just want to end this right now before I start rambling. But I just want to know to the community out there, hey, I'm with you. I'm just one guy, but I do buy comic books, and I look forward to talking to the community about them. All right, thank you very much. Demon out.